Well, I think it's difficult for Turkey to circumvent the situation because it's not part of the European Union. So what is happening is that scores of Chinese manufacturers are now scouting the European Union in order to produce. We have seen with the latest visit by the President Xi Jinping that BID has announced that they are going to manufacture in Hungary. Chery is also announcing manufacturing in Spain and some other countries. So I think that the Chinese manufacturers don't really need to go to Turkey in order to do it. They will go straight to the European Union. In that case, they will avoid, or they will try to avoid all kinds of tariffs.
It seems that there's going to be a fair bit of negotiation playing out in the next coming months. I think the tariffs won't be formally sort of announced until November. So what do you think these two sides are going to sort of hammer out in terms of what will be mutually acceptable so they continue to have this reciprocal market access?
I think that in the meantime, because you are right, the tariffs are not going to be implemented immediately. China will do its best in order to prove, first of all, that they're not giving so lavish subsidies. That will be very difficult. And on the other side, they will also try to show the Europeans what would be the price to pay for that. Because so far China has not announced the retaliatory measures, but probably they will come. And in that case, all the European countries will be capped to the calculators in order to see what they gain and what they lose by this.
Cedomir, I'm sure you were watching the coverage overnight of the European parliamentary elections, right? So let's get to the politics and how that potentially could affect EU tariffs on Chinese EV imports, right? When you think about the move right or far right, it's because people are unhappy, upset, let's be blunt, PO'd, right? About the cost of living, inflation, etc. If there were no tariffs on Chinese EVs, more of them, and I think if I'm not mistaken, they're about they've cornered at least 10% of the European market right now, right? 1 in every 10 cars is a Chinese EV already, right? If they were to allow that to continue, it would allow Europeans the benefit of enjoying cheaper priced EVs.
Exactly.
How is this going to work politically, and does it mean that it's going to be challenging to get tariffs through, or rather to keep more Chinese EVs out?
You're absolutely right, because the very aim of the globalization was this one. It was to produce cheaper in China in order to preserve the cost of living in the United States and in the European Union. So everybody was happy up to a certain point.
Yeah. Until they weren't. Right?
So now they're not happy about that, but they have been built this system for 40 years. So for 40 years they were benefiting, they were reaping benefits from the fact that they were producing cheaply in China, and suddenly they wake up and they say, no, that's not good, let's do something else, etc. So I understand that now with the new parliament, we have to see how they are going to work, because the parliament is going to be established next month. Yeah. And the real tariffs are going to be implemented by November.